What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, well, I wanted to go over where the current player numbers are because I do believe that the SPS staking requirement, which went live just about 72 hours ago from the recording or the time that I'm recording this video, and you can see that there's definitely been an impact. So this went live on 7/6, right? July 6th. We had 46,000 players or daily active accounts that day. That is the lowest amount of accounts I have ever seen in my almost 2 years of being with Splinterlands. And I joined, I believe it was like end of August 2021. So we're coming up on 2 years very soon. And so 46,000. Now, keep in mind, we only go 6 months back, but if you remember about 18 months ago when Chaos Legion launched and, we were still January of 2022, lots of hype coming from the tail end of the bull market, we were at 500,000 daily active users. So now, to see what the team has done in that time, this is just from 6 months ago, from when I would say Soulbound reward cards were implemented at the end of this month, January. And it's just been a steady decline. Now, I know a lot of people are going to look at that and say, well, there's definitely been some real people that have left, and that, there's no denying that. that they've announced it on all different platforms, including on Hive. So that's definitely happening. But we also know that there were never even 200,000, even 100,000 real people within the game. It was always much smaller than that, and it was exploited by all these different bot farms that are out there. So when we look through at least the last 30 days, the last month, and something that I was kind of tracking before this ended up going live was the fact that there was a slow increase in the number of active accounts. And so if we look at the 3 month here, you can see that we actually hit below 50,000 daily active users in early June, so just about a month ago. And since that time, we've actually been increasing slowly. So I don't know that this is necessarily a consolidation, but I was wondering if during the past 3 to 4 weeks, we saw maybe either bots coming back online or new accounts or new alt accounts potentially being set up. Again, not in mass, because you can see that the amount of spell books purchased wasn't that high. So probably bot accounts coming back online because of the simple fact that cards were so cheap. I mean, we saw the lows of the lows, right, for a lot of these cards. And so for a lot of these bot farms that, were either renting cards before, they could just go out and make a small investment to get the starter cards or the summoners, whatever the case is. Again, that was just a theory that I had. I don't really know. But with the SPS staking going live, and again, this was announced on the 4th, so you can see we had 58,000 daily active users here. And then, since that time, it's been at or about 50,000, at or below 50,000 daily active users. So this is something that we'll continue to track over time, but I do believe that any kind of botting activity that will happen or is going to happen is now going to be the same as like everybody else. And I have nothing against bot farms. I know, I don't hate bot farms in the way that I'm sure many others do. Do I think that they're beneficial for the game? Obviously not, right? But at the end of the day, I believe in what the team is trying to accomplish of creating this decentralized game, like a fully decentralized game where anybody can play. So ultimately, what it comes down to is removing and reducing all of the incentives for negative or bad behavior. And I would say, the team going from Splinterlands going from 500,000 to less than 50,000 players over the past 18 months. Again, we know obviously there's some real people lost in that, a good amount of real people, but the majority of that 90% drawdown in accounts was definitely bots and farming accounts that were just kind of leeching from the system. So for the team to do that, and granted they had to, right? Backs against the wall, SPS is hitting new all-time lows, DEC can't find its way to peg. So they had to get to a point where they set up the economy appropriately and reduced one of their best marketing metrics, right? We were like #1 on DApp Radar, I think, for a little while. So now we get a much more real number. But the people here, if you just look at the community sentiment, seem to be much more galvanized with just, a 25, 30% movement from SPS. But for the first time, we actually have direct SPS utility. So, as we go through over these next couple of days and weeks, keep in mind, there's a lot of other potential catalysts that are going to come in and shake things up. I don't know if it's going to be to the degree that SPS staking did in terms of direct, influence on SPS, but we think about tower defense, we think about the modern, human only platform, and then of course land. And my hope is that we can get all of those out within the next 3 months or so, or sometime within Q3. So if those do come in, once again, we'll have to see how things shake out. But from what I can see here, and then what you can see on like the SPS rental market, which I don't have open right now, but if you go on the SPS rental market, you can see, since it's only bids, you can just see the massive amount of bots that are looking to rent SPS because they don't have it. So I don't know if bot farms are going to take advantage of the fact that SPS is still below 2 cents and maybe go and buy some for their accounts. I think you only need like 125 to get a decent multiplier in bronze. But at the end of the day, every account needs a stake in the game in order to earn. You need a deck, you need your skill, but now you also need a stake in the governance token, in the primary token of Splinterlands, SPS, Splinter Shards. And I do believe that is going to have a massive, massive impact for the better, right, as we move forward. So, just sharing these numbers here. Would love to get your thoughts on them. Otherwise, that is all I have. I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.